But when Bland approaches our house hoping to meet a boy, we mistakenly send our female decoy to meet him.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, is Timothy here?
Timothy?
Yeah.
You are not going to believe how big of a freaking failure this investigation was for Chris Hansen and his team. What's good, YouTube? My name is Graham. Today we're going to be covering the Long Beach, California investigation, which in my opinion was the biggest fumble in this entire series. I'm going to be reacting to a kind of behind the scenes segment of their investigation here, showing off just how many times they dropped the ball. And for example, I think my last TCAT video I did, the guy actually heard the decoy's walkie-talkie and still was idiotic enough to show up. But that apparently was not the only time this decoy has messed up. So without any further ado, leave a like if you enjoy these vids, and let's get right on into it, shall we?
For the Long Beach police, it's a big operation. Sergeant Lee DeBrabander is in charge.
Just playing this alone was a huge event.
So right now we're meeting with Sergeant Lee. I didn't catch the last name there. It's kind of hard to hear, but this is the dude who has been interviewing with Chris in a lot of these recent episodes I've been reacting to. For some reason, a lot of them have been at this Long Beach house. But yeah, even in this dude's own words, the amount of work that goes into one of these episodes is like so ridiculous. And I think that's why, honestly, this isn't a show anymore. Not only have they had some very big dramas in the past, but it's got to be pretty freaking high budget getting everybody involved here. I mean, I have no idea the police budgets on things, but it's got to be hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get this sting underway for like a couple weekends.
We had surveillance all over the place in undercover vehicles. We had the arrest team in place. We had in excess of 25 officers on this at any given time.
And I've always wondered how annoying it would be to live in this neighborhood when this is going down. Like, you see this house that's up for rent or vacant most of the time, and then all of a sudden these dudes are pulling up, getting arrested and tased on the freaking front lawn like that last guy. You just look out your window drinking your morning coffee like, yep, they're back at it again. They got the police van outside, about 30 dudes undercover in our backyard hiding out. Like, that would just be freaking annoying, and it's got to drive down some property values at this point.
And it's challenging for us as well, as more potential predators become aware of our investigations. Look at this posting on the Craigslist website.
No freaking way, dude. There is no shot. They got a network of these creeps over on Craigslist, which, of course, that's the one site they'd be on. Maybe it's not the same anymore, dude, but I've always gotten that vibe from Craigslist. I know it's very helpful to get stuff for cheap, but still, I get the heebie-jeebies going on there, especially if you want to spend some time just going down a freaking internet rabbit hole. Look at the Craigslist personals, bro. The amount of deranged people posting on there is insane. I would not want to lurk around there for too long if I were you, because, I don't know, it might not be good for your soul, you know? But there's literal like subreddits out there just for the crackhead side of Craigslist where it's ridiculous, and yeah, I just avoid that site like the plague. But apparently these dudes are posting on there warning everybody, hey dude, they're doing this Dateline hidden camera thing. Trust me, I was about to go in behind this other guy. We were about to do a rotation here, but he got arrested, so maybe don't show up to this house anymore, all right? Like, thanks for being on the lookout for your fellow creeps, you freaking moron. Hopefully they found this dude that posted this and he got arrested too.
And on our first day, some show up, but never come in the door.
Okay, and first things first, I know this show is set in the early 2000s, but what the hell is this drip that they put the decoys in? These don't feel like outfits that kids would actually be wearing. It really feels like, you know, somebody that has a stylist that is trying to go for the role of a high schooler in some movie, and always they got 30-year-olds playing it. Like, I don't know what it is, why I pick apart these decoys so hard, but I feel like they could do a lot better with the whole image thing. And what kid is out here standing on their driveway waving at you like, hey, come inside, it's the person I've been talking to online that's twice my age. Let's hang out. Like a normal freaking kid would just hang out in their house, wait for you to call, and then answer the door when you show up.
All right.
Like this man, who doesn't like what he sees and pulls a U-turn, even as the decoy waves him in.
I think he's a goner.
Bro just fully runs a stop sign and everything. Yeah, I think he's a goner is a freaking understatement here. And I don't know what it is with this decoy. Again, this is the same decoy that you just saw either last episode or the episode before. I have terrible memory, but she's the one that had the walkie-talkie on, and the guy actually heard them feeding her instructions out loud, and she didn't even think to like turn it off. That's the part that I don't get about that story. Did she just let that thing rip and she was like so invested in the role that she was like, wait, oh crap, I'm not supposed to hear this out loud. I'm supposed to be hearing it in my earpiece. Oh God. Needless to say, she's taken 2 L's already. And I think this is just about to be a montage of all the times they messed up in this specific household, because it sounds like they've had a lot of problems.
Did you bring everything with you?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, I'll be right back.
This man might have gotten a look at our camera crew behind that curtain.
He's running.
And another freaking runner, dude. You can't show off the That's another thing I don't get. Why do they have her walk off stage right where the camera crew is? There's these little details in this one that just make me feel like they did not have this very planned out. Maybe there's a change of house or something, because this whole area back here, they've had people twice now being able to see behind like that lattice wooden thing and see cameras and microphones. It's not that hard to spot, especially when you got the boom mic guys just waving it up in the air 10 feet up high. So I don't know what they expect, but this dude goes and runs for it. That's now 3 L's we've seen them take at this house alone. Absolutely insane.
Can you do me a favor though? Really quick. Can you pour me a drink and I'll be right back?
And think of the deliveries of these lines, bro. Think of how robotic they sound. Not only do they have the little quips they say when they're at the door, which this decoy isn't doing. Apparently, she's meeting them at the driveway. But what the other decoys do in the other investigations is really where I think they mess up, where they just yell once they knock at the door like, oh, come in. I stubbed my toe and I'm doing laundry and baking cookies at 3 a.m. But I'll be right outside. I just got to change, all right? Just come inside and get yourself some tea. Like, that's already terrible. But this woman now has him in the house, this decoy, and her robotic ass delivery of these lines is what just makes it sound so fake. Hey, why don't you come over here, take a seat down in front of this stage lighting, and let me pour you a drink, or maybe you can pour me a drink, because I'm assuming that, you know, that would show more intent. Not that anybody's watching. Like, be more obvious, could you, please?
Drink and I'll be right back. Like 2 seconds, I promise. Wait, stop. Come on, don't you want to hang out in the hot tub?
That they've seen our investigations and become suspicious.
And dude, oh my god, the desperation. That is so cringy to watch them fumble this. Because you got to think too, like I've always said, these are more than likely people who are involved with some sort of acting class or something they get plucked from. I don't really think they have tryouts. I literally think they contact local, pretty much theater kids to do this stuff. They're obviously over 18 to do the job themselves, but still, they don't act like they're younger very well. They really are not that hip looking. And then when they come inside, they just have the worst voice lines to give these guys. And then when they try to run away, they don't know what to say. She's like, no, stop, please. Wait, they don't know. I don't know if they have the tasers ready. Oh, wait, no, there's no tasers. There's no cops even. Did I mention cops? Sorry. No, come back, please. Just pour me a drink, bro. Like, the desperation is just terrible. I've lost count, dude. Is this 4 or 5 guys that we've lost on this freaking investigation, mainly because of this decoy, dude? Hire someone else. I mean, get the sign, Chris Hansen. You got this, bro. I know you got a big budget. Just go next on the casting list, and let's maybe try that out. Thank you.
Oh my God! Put your hands up. No. Put your hands up. Go down on your knees.
And you can see like the red dot from the taser on this guy. He is just shocked, screaming for dear life. I feel bad for these ones where they don't even get the fun time of being interviewed by Chris Hansen. I know that's probably for the best for them, but it does kind of ruin the energy when we don't even see how these guys act beforehand. But needless to say, that's still pretty satisfying watching him scream like this.
But in the case of this man, we think we know exactly why he doesn't come in the house. When Bland approaches our house hoping to meet a boy, we mistakenly send our female decoy to meet him.
There is no freaking way you mess up like that. I know they've said many times that there's like 20 dudes showing up to this house throughout the day. Yes, that's got to be stressful to take care of all of that stuff, but how do you mess up the freaking type of decoy that you send out? If he's expecting a little boy and then this little Asian girl walks up, what do you think this guy's gonna expect? Let's just see what happens here, but I don't think this is gonna work out at all.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, is Timothy here?
Timothy?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh, maybe I got the wrong address. This is 5278, correct?
Yes.
Huh.
And I'm just wondering what the hell might be going through this guy's mind right now. He's like, am I being trolled? Was this a catfish? Did they mistype the address? I honestly think the last thing in his mind now is that this is a setup, because he might just think this is literally a mistake. So that was going to make this much better when this dude gets arrested in about 20 seconds. Because yes, they can still arrest him just for showing up, especially if he's like, hey, is Timothy here? I was speaking with Timothy online, who said he was about a third my age. That Timothy, is he here? I want to hang out with him alone. Gotta love it when they supply their own evidence for their case.
My apologies. I must have gotten the wrong address. Thank you.
He has the right address, but remember, according to his chat, he was expecting a young boy.
And so this dude just waltzes off. That's number 5 or 6. Again, I've lost count. I'm literally that bad with my memory. But I'm just awestruck right now. I mean, we got the girl earlier in this reaction series where she had the wrong colored hair. So they got her this random crappy wig. That was already one of the bigger mess ups in terms of like image of what they're expecting when they see this decoy. But this has to be the biggest fumble. And this whole thing was just cursed, man. How was this one investigation have so many fails? Or have all of them been this messy and maybe they just have the behind the scenes for this one in particular? But I'm really hoping hoping that they didn't have this many mistakes, because if so, there could be like hundreds of dudes out here who never really truly got caught or didn't get as big of exposure as they should have for their crimes.
But the Long Beach police have another plan. Even though Bland didn't come inside, his explicit online chat and his showing up at the house are enough for him to be charged with 1 count.
So he gets charged with 1 count. That's actually amazing that they can still arrest him and take him away, even though, again, he did not technically step inside. He said the kid's name. That's got to be enough right there, especially match that with the chat logs. Bada boom, bada bing, send him away to jail, throw away the freaking key. But yeah, it's kind of a different, unexpected type episode, but I like these meta episodes where we can see the behind the scenes, especially now that I have a more wide, broad understanding of this show and how it works. I love finding out new details of how they, you know, pull the strings behind the scenes, I guess. I feel like I just said behind the scenes a bunch in that sentence. Anyways, let me know what you thought of this video down in the comments below. Got another Wife SWAT episode for you next. Thank you so much for everybody who's been showing love on the videos and on the Patreon. Of course, should have some new content for you over there this week. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until next time, peace out.